Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope y'all are doing well today. I'm back with a new video here. I am Larry the Batman fan. Today I'm going to show you guys my Nintendo Wii collection. I have quite a bit of Wii games. I did do a Wii collection part 1 and part 2 originally, but I never fully completed it because I ended up getting some more games, and I don't really remember what games I've shown and what ones I haven't. I could go back and watch those old videos and then just this game I didn't show, talk about that game and then that game, and so on and so forth, but I decided just to do this whole video and show you every single game that I have. This is going to take a little bit of time because I've got over 120 games for my Nintendo Wii, so you might want to grab yourself something to drink and some candy, popcorn, or whatever it is that you have, maybe some pretzels, and enjoy this video. So take a quick swig. I will be taking a few drinks because I got a lot to say. I'm going to try and keep this quick, only mention a few minutes worth just to save time. Don't want this to be too long of a video. And most of them are complete. I consider myself a collector, so I don't want just disc-only games. I want the damn game in an actual case with the manual. I want it complete. And that the disc is in good shape, too, and not all scratched up. But I do have a few that ended up being disc-only, unfortunately. And a few of them that are missing the manual. Sometimes when you buy games on eBay, you never know if they're going to be complete or not. Sometimes you end up getting the case and the game, but they're not always complete. Also, I try to avoid the shovelware on the Wii, because the Wii has tons of crap that I would never play, or if I have played it, it sucks and I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like Ninja Bread Man, Anubis 2, fucking Mischief Makers, Barbie games, you know, stuff like that. Cooking Mama, yeah, fuck that game. A lot of people say, oh, Cooking Mama's a good game. No, not to me. Cooking Mama sucks. And all the Pets games that they made, the P-E-T-Z. They spell it with a Z. Not a S, but you know what I mean. Just try to avoid all the garbage, if I can help it. Alright, so we've got 3 piled high stacks here, up to my knee right here. You can't see it because it's off camera, but it's like right at my knee level. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start with the first game. I'll probably put some of these on my bed just to get them out of the way because I don't have a lot of room. First off, we have Monster 4x4 World Circuit. I have played this game. I think it's good. This is a Metal Jesus Rocks game because he talked about this game in his Hidden Gems videos. I've technically done 3 Hidden Gems videos, but I tried to avoid a lot of the games that he already covered. But I picked this up for only like $5 or $7. It's like $5 to $7, maybe $8 at the most. But it's worth the money. It's a fun racing game. It's very arcadey, very fast and speedy. You get power-ups in the game like Mario Kart. It's good. I like it. A really fun game. You know, I definitely recommend it. And it was made by Ubisoft, the same people that made the Splinter Cell series. Made this game, and it's good. I like it. Alright, next up we have a couple of first-person shooter games. I'm going to show both of them since they're both part of the same series. We have Medal of Honor Heroes 2. Or, this one's Medal of Honor Heroes 2, sorry. And Medal of Honor Vanguard. This is a Wii... I was going to say it's a Wii exclusive, but they did put it on the PSP. The first PSP Medal of Honor Heroes game was exclusive. But the second game, it was on the PSP and the Wii, but only the two. Never put it on Xbox 360 or PS3. but it's good. I like it. It's a first-person shooter game. You do get full control in the game. Going through the levels, shooting the bad guys, in the game. It's a military shooter and it's a lot of fun. There's another mode in the game that makes it more of an Unreal shooter, kind of like House of the Dead or Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles, or Dark Side Chronicles, which are also on the Wii. Kind of like that. And that mode's actually pretty fun too. And there's a multiplayer in the game for you and your friend to play offline or the online mode, which I'm sure you can't play the online mode anymore because they took the servers down. But all in all, it's a good game for the Wii. I recommend it. I did buy this game for Jacko Gold Kid because his Wii collection really sucked. His Wii collection was only 3 games, so he needed some more games. So he's at about 30 games now. So hopefully he's enjoying his Wii stuff. But anyways, yeah, good game. I recommend it. Good first-person shooter. And then we had this one, which is also good. Although the graphics, they don't look that amazing, honestly. I think they look a little bit better in the Medal of Honor Heroes 2 game. But for me, I'm not a graphics snob. As long as I can see what it is I'm doing, then I'm okay with that. Like Atari graphics, that's where it's kind of hard because it's pixelated garbage. I don't mind the Atari. I do have an Atari, but I'm just saying the graphics of Atari look like little blocks and shit. But here, excuse me, here it's still playable and it still looks decent enough, even though the graphics aren't that good. And it's still a good first-person shooter game for the Nintendo Wii. It was also ported to the PS2 and possibly the PS3. I'm not really sure. It could have been on the PS3 and 360, but it might have just been PS2 and the Nintendo Wii. But good game. I like it. Good first-person shooter. Martian Panic, made by Zoo. I heard Zoo actually went out of business. They're no longer making games anymore. Some games that Zoo made was pretty good, and some of them were pretty terrible. This one's actually pretty good. This is an underrated gem. It's a light gun shooter, Unreal shooter game where you play as this guy who's basically trying to save the world of these aliens that are killing people, stealing people's corn and apples from their the crops that they plant in the ground and stuff. They're stealing it. They're also robbing people of their cars and disrupting their houses, causing damage to their property and whatnot. So what do? You shoot the aliens in the game. Try to defend Earth and defeat them. It's pretty good. I like it. Good game. Not a bad Unreal shooter, and it's underrated. Next up, we got Sonic Colors for the Wii. I know that they also put this on the PS4. They did an updated version of that. And they also put it on the Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. So, though that's just like a remake or a re-release of the same game. But this is the original for the Wii. And originally, I think this game was exclusive on the Wii. It's good. The Wii had a lot of terrible Sonic games in the past. We had Sonic and the Black Knight, not a very good game. Sonic and the Secret Rings, not a very good game. Sonic Unleashed, also not a very good game. And then they had Sonic All-Stars Racing, which that game I thought was pretty good. So when you had all these shitty Sonic games, you had 3 bad Sonic games. Then you had the racing one, which was actually pretty good, and then you had this. It was actually a good game, good platformer game, very fun. Sonic got his speed back where he was running fast and collecting the rings and killing enemies, stomping on their heads like Mario, except that it's not Mario. And it was just a good time. The graphics looked pretty good. They didn't look like a PlayStation 1 game or anything like that, N64 game. They actually looked fantastic. So overall, I like this game. I thought it was good. Definitely recommend it if you don't have it on the Wii. Next up, we have Red Steel 2. I am going to rebuy the original Red Steel game because I like that game personally. But the first Red Steel got a lot of hate from critics and people in general. Um, it was the sword fighting mechanics. They just couldn't get down with that or something. But overall, the storyline was interesting. It was basically this guy's got a girlfriend. His girlfriend's kidnapped by the mob, and they hold her hostage. And so, what do? You go through the levels and you shoot these bad guys and you take cover. Parts in the game where you duck down like that, and then you get back up. And it actually worked really well, in my opinion. I don't understand why the first game got so much hate. The second game is an improvement upon the first game. It is a much better game overall. The shooting in the game for a first-person shooter game does work well. And the sword fighting with whacking enemies like this and that actually does work pretty well. And it does play a bit better than the first one, you know. But the thing is that you do need the Wii Motion Plus attachment to play this game, which I don't have right now, so I'm going to have to buy that. I'm going to eventually get that. But the first game didn't really require that, so I don't know what it was with the Wii Motion Plus. Just an add-on piece that goes into the controller. But anyways, yeah, it's good. It continues the story from the first game and just does a really good job. Overall, not a bad first-person shooter. I'm surprised we didn't get a Red Steel 3, honestly, because it's pretty good. Spider-Man Web of Shadows, have not played it yet. Looking forward to playing it very soon. I know it's also on PS3 and Xbox 360 as well. Monster Hunter 3, have not played it yet. But I know the Monster Hunter series is usually pretty good. And then we have an underrated gem. I have Legend of the Dragon, which is a fighting game. And it's actually pretty good. It's not bad. It's not on Smash Brothers Brawl type of excellence, but it's still a fun game for what it is. And it is underrated. I did mention that in my underrated Wii Hidden Gems video. Hang on a second. Sorry. Alright, let's continue. Transformers Cybertron Adventures. I have not played that one yet, unfortunately. But I do like Transformers, and sometimes the games are pretty good. There's one or two games that were based on the movies that kind of suck. Like, Transformers the game and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I played the PSP ports of those, and they really, really sucked. The frame rate was terrible, and the gameplay was just alright. It wasn't really amazing. Although I haven't played Transformers the game on PS2 or the Wii, so it might be better on that, or PS3. I know it's also on PS3. It might play better on that, but the handheld versions were terrible. Awful. Build and Race. This is another game made by Zoo. I thought that this game was okay. It's a racing game. You build a car and everything, and after you build it and you get a license and everything, then you go to these nice races, against the computer and stuff. It does have a little bit of simulation in it, but for the most part, it feels like it's more arcadey. It leans towards the arcadiness of this game. I thought it was okay, and it's definitely an underrated gem. Zoo made a few games I heard that just flew under everybody's radar. Like nobody knew about it, or you know, there was no like advertising for it, so people just assumed that the Wii had a lot of garbage. Besides, like, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and the Zelda Twilight Princess game, and Kirby, they would assume that, oh, well, if it's not a first party title, then it probably sucks. But honestly, that's not always the case. Sometimes they make a third party game. It actually turned out to be pretty good. This one I thought was okay. Wasn't too bad. For a racing game, not bad. Pool Party, decent pool game, not bad. It does work pretty well. It's basically just a pool game. I got this game for like $7 or $8. I mean, it's worth that. Not bad for $7 or $8. It's really a cheap game for the Wii, but it actually plays pretty well for a pool game. So I did have some fun playing this with the Wii remote. Just, pulling back and it, you had the sound of the balls moving and everything. It's like trying to get one into the pockets, the side pockets. Yeah, it actually worked pretty well. It wasn't frustrating to play. So overall, it was a decent game. I know that Game Party 3 also had a billiards mode in it too, and that was actually not too bad either. That was kind of fun. There's a couple of pool games on the Wii, but it's all about, is it fun? Does the Wii remote actually register you trying to hit the ball, or is it just a pain in the ass where it's like, oh, it didn't work? Oh, let me try again. Oh, it still didn't work? Damn it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Agatha Christie and Then There Were None. I picked this up for, I think it was between $7 to $10. It wasn't very expensive. I am an Agatha Christie fanatic. I must play everything Agatha Christie or Sherlock Holmes or Nancy Drew. I just love mystery novels and stuff. Like, I like the Bible, I like comic books, but besides that, the only other type of book I could really get into was murder mysteries and suspense novels and crime novels like John Grisham's, Tom Clancy. That's really all I could get into as far as books go. So I got this game, and it's okay. It's not amazing. Some of the things that you do in the game is annoying. Like, there's this guy that, like, constantly is on your ass. Like, oh, well, what are you doing snooping around in my bedroom? And it's like, I'm a detective, jackass. Let me do my thing. I'm trying to figure out who killed who. Because somebody was murdered in this house, and I'm trying to find out who killed who. But he likes to pester you a lot in the game. That was annoying. It's like you're there because you're a detective. You got a warrant to be there to search the house. Just leave me be. Stop pestering me so much. Other than that, the game was a decent point-and-click adventure type of game. It wasn't terrible. It could have been a little bit better, but it's definitely not for everyone if you're not into like point-and-click murder mysteries, puzzle-solving type of games. This will not be for you if you're not into that. A better game to get would be the ABC Murders for PS4 and Xbox One. That game is more redefined, better graphics, and more polished. Sam & Max Season 1, I found out they actually did Part 2, Season 2. I don't own it, unfortunately. This was a quirky, funny detective type of game. You have these two characters. They work together. They're friends, and they're also cops. And it's got like a cartoony style to it, so it's not taking itself too seriously like Sherlock Holmes would. and they work together trying to solve cases of who's being murdered or killed. Uh, Not a bad game. It's a point and click game. You click on one of the characters, brings them over to a certain spot, investigate, and try to solve the puzzle, the clues and stuff you get along the way. Overall, it's a good game, but it had one problem. There was a few glitches in this game. You know, that they needed to fix that, and they didn't. They released a game where there was a few glitches where I actually had to start the game over, and that pissed me off because there was a certain part that I got to where I was going to save the game, but just, I don't know, I wasn't thinking about saving it at the point. Didn't save it. Lost my progress because the stupid thing froze. Had to turn off the system and reboot it. And then guess what? I had to do that whole chapter all over again. That was frustrating. I hated that. But other than that, this game was pretty good. Mario Power Tennis, pretty good. Also on the GameCube. It's a stellar title on the Wii. Excellent, must own. If you don't have it on GameCube, that is. Alright, here's the first M-rated game we got. We got a few M-rated games in here. Yeah, people are probably shaking their head. What? The Wii had M-rated games? Yes, they did. They had 43 or 44 titles total that were rated mature. If you didn't know that. And that's about 12 or 13%, I think. Maybe 15% of what the Wii had to offer that was mature. But this is one of them. Tenchu Shadow Assassins. It's a stealth game. You play as a ninja dude, go around just murdering people. And you got to do it in a stealthy way. So it's a stealth game. Stealth assassin type of game. And it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's a pretty good game. They also did make The Wrath of Heaven for the PS2 and Stealth Assassins on the PS1. I have both of those games as well. Never beat them because they're ridiculously hard. I never beat this one either, but I did get far. You know, but you got to be very stealthy in this game. You have to be like an elite assassin to kill these guys, because if they see you, they're gonna fight you, and it's very hard to defeat them when they see you. You know. But overall, not a bad game. The graphics, however, could have looked a little bit better. But overall, I thought it was a decent game. Not bad. Only $10 to $15 too, so it's very affordable. Wario Land Shake It. Got this off of Matthew, Gimpy Ninja Gaming, along with the Mario Power Tennis game and Elebits and a couple other games. One of the last trades we had. I have not played it yet, but I've heard it's a really kick-ass game. I heard it's really good. Good platformer game. You play as the evil Wario, and you put through like mini games and stuff, and you're a badass. You know, you're evil. You do evil things to people. You know. Yeah. So I haven't played it, but I look forward to playing it eventually. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, decent third-person shooter game on the Wii. Not bad. G-Force. Can't talk about every single game, it would just take too much time. Power Rangers Samurai. Glacier 2, which is a game also made by Zoo. This game was okay. Not a very amazing Twisted Metal type of clone game. Kind of mixed racing and Twisted Metal, but failed a little bit in terms of the combat system a bit. That was a bit off. You know, I also didn't like how in the multiplayer of this game, you only get one, there was only one track unlocked. The rest of it you had to unlock. It's like, why couldn't we at least get like 2 unlocked tracks? You know, they didn't do that. Some games do that though. They give you 2 unlocked tracks, but nope, this one was only 1. Or maybe it was none. Actually, no, I don't think they even gave you 1. unlocked track on the multiplayer. You actually had to play through the campaign a bit, get a track or two unlocked, and then race. It was stupid. They should have had one or two unlocked tracks already in the game. But the racing in it is not bad, and the combat, crashing in the cars and shooting each other, was okay, but definitely not on the level of Twisted Metal. So overall, this game was okay. Guitar Hero World Tour. Sure, this is awesome. I don't have the guitar though, or the microphone for it, so I can't really play that. Spider-Man Edge of Time. I wanted the 360 version of it, but it's too expensive, so I got this version. It's pretty good. It's a good beat 'em up style game. I like the cel shaded artwork in the game as well. That was cool. You know, when you play this, you do feel like Spider-Man. You do have full control over Spider-Man. The problem with some of the Spider-Man games, like Spider-Man 3, which is on the Wii, that game sucks. The first two movie tie-in games were pretty good, but the third one sucks. And Friend or Foe wasn't really a good game either. You know, is that he didn't really have full control of Spider-Man, or they made some gimmicky bullshit with the game. You know, but with this, it actually worked. It was fun. I recommend it. And I know there's also Shattered Dimensions available for the Wii. If I could get that for about 20 or 30 bucks, I would probably pick that up. But I'm seeing prices go up for that in Edge of Time for some reason. I don't know why. I would prefer to have it for 360, but the 360 version is like 80 bucks. I don't know what's going on with that, but The Conduit, this is a good game, good first-person shooter on the Wii. They did make a sequel to it, The Conduit 2, which was also a really good game. You play as this like spy or detective in the game, and through the game you have your boss talk to you with an earpiece. Gives you a little bit of briefing of what's going on. There's like this alien force trying to take over the world, and you're this like savior. You have to kill the aliens. I think the first two levels, though, you're fighting some bad guys. They are human characters, and you shoot them and kill them and things like that. It actually works quite well. You use the Wii remote and the nunchuck, I think. You use the nunchuck to move forward, and you shoot with the Wii remote with the R button on the controller. It actually turned out pretty well. It worked pretty well for a first-person shooter. I know that the Wii had a lot of first-person shooter games, but a lot of them just weren't good. But this one I thought was pretty good. This one and Red Steel 2 really proved that first-person shooters could be done right on the Wii. Battle of Giants, Super Strike, or Dinosaur Strike. Underrated game. Good dinosaur fighting game. I don't think anybody talks about this game. I'm like the only one I feel that talks about this when it comes to collection videos, and it is underrated, you know, for a dinosaur fighting game. And it's pretty affordable too. It's only about $10 to $15 for a copy. I recommend snagging it before the price goes up. It's good. Oh, I said I didn't have this game in my collection. I actually do. My fault. I haven't played it, but Monster Stunt Racer 4x4. It's probably just as good as the first one, World Circuit. It's another Metal Jesus Rocks. He talked about this game. He recommended it. It's good. Good fun racing game. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, I need to play this. I heard one thing that this thing did that the first game did not do is you could go up like ramps and go around it, 360 spin. You could also like turn your car the opposite way, I think, and race backwards like that. That was pretty cool. I think there was also certain parts where it wasn't like a ramp, but you could sort of go on the side, go all the way up around it like that. Or maybe just drive on the side of it till you get to the end of the level, you know, twisting and turning. So that was a plus for this game. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, great game, excellent, good title. I think they did put this on the Switch later on. They made an HD version of it, but it is excellent if you have just the Wii version. It does require the Wii Motion Plus, so I need to get that because I'm not able to play this game without it, unfortunately. But I got mine at a good price because some of these first party title Wii games, they're expensive as hell, like 50, 60 bucks. I've seen this game go for that price. But then there were some that were cheaper, but they were missing the CD. Like it had an actual soundtrack CD you could listen to in your CD player. You know, some of them were missing this disc. They just had the game itself. Well, I got mine complete for about $25. I found it off a seller that was selling it. And since I bought in a lot, bulk deal, I think he gave me 2 games for free. So that was nice. You know, it was like a store on eBay or something. They were actual store in a place, town or city. And they were trying to get rid of everything they had. I saw the picture of it. It had tons of Wii games in the picture. And I picked out a lot of the good ones and bought them all. So yeah, excellent game. I look forward to playing that soon. Here we have another M-rated title. Let me see here. We're at... Oh, wow. We're at 31 minutes. We have Obscure the Aftermath, or Obscure 2 the Aftermath. This is a survival horror game on the Wii. It is a great game. There are 4 high school students in the game. There's like a drug that is going around. Caused like a virus or something. Caused like these weird monsters and mutated freaks to come alive. And so you play as these high school students. You switch between 2 characters. The other 2 characters, they go off and do something else. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But they go, do their thing. You and one other person in the game. And you can play co-op in this game, which is cool. I never played co-op because I didn't have a second friend to play with me. So it's just me and the CPU. You do get to fight the enemies in the game, and there is parts of the game where you have to use a button, like hit 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 to unlock the door or something. That's not the actual number, I'm just saying. And then while you're doing that, the monster's getting closer and closer to you. So that added a little tense feeling, tense moments in the game. You know? It's good. I recommend it. It's an underrated game. The game is rated M for mature, though. For blood and gore, drug reference, mild sexual themes. They didn't list the violence in the game for some stupid reason, but there is violence in the game. Just adding that in. But it's good. I recommend it. It's also available on PS2. I think the PS2 version, though, is very expensive, though. Bigfoot Collision Course. While the graphics are not the most amazing, the gameplay makes up for it. Although the races can be beaten. This game could be beaten in about 4 hours. I beat this game around that time. It wasn't a very long game. I was able to unlock the cars and stuff. But for what I played, I didn't hate this game. I didn't think it was crap. So I actually did have some fun with this game. So overall, it was a decent game. Bigfoot Collision Course. I know they also have another one on the Wii. I will show that when I get to it. And they had one on the NES as well, which I never played. We have Epic Mickey 2. I've not played it because I'm still playing the first one. And I do own the first one, yes. This is another game I got off the same seller that had the Zelda Skyward Sword. I picked that up. About 8 other games. And this was one of the other ones I picked up. Xenoblade Chronicles. I got this for about 40 bucks, I think. That's not bad, considering that most people are selling this for $70 or $80 for the Wii version. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this? You know? But I guess it's because they ported it to the 3DS, and they also made a version on the Switch. excuse me, and the Wii U, that this version just sort of got left in the dust and is a lot cheaper. This is a massive RPG game. This could take you forever to beat this game. I haven't even scratched the surface of this game from what I played of it, but from what I played, it was pretty damn good. But it's massive. The worlds are massive. The graphics look good too for one of the last games being put out on the Wii. One of the last hurrahs. But yeah, pretty good. Recommend it if you have a Wii. Alright. I gotta be a bit shorter because we're at about the 40-minute mark here. Hot Wheels beat that. Very good game. Gotta get used to the controls a little bit because it's on the Wii and you're using the controller, not the nunchuck. You gotta sort of turn it sideways and steer like this. You know, a lot of racing games they steering with that. I got used to it, but I understand like people like Jackal Gold Kick cannot get down with that with the Wii remote. You know. But overall, I thought this was a pretty decent game. It's also available on the PS2. Soul Calibur Legends. This game kind of sucks, in my opinion. It's like a RPG Soul Calibur game. It's like what the hell were they thinking? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it. Like, breaking away from its original roots is never a good idea, and they did that with this game, and it actually ends up being not that good of a game. Honestly, that sucks. Yeah, so Soul Calibur Legends was a disappointing game. You know, it's supposed to be a fighting game, you know, not a RPG game. It's like, come on, what are you doing? Elbits, I got this off of Matthew. This is a first-person shooter game. It's rated E, surprisingly, but I guess it's because it's more cutesy, you know. I haven't played it. I look forward to playing it eventually. I have seen some gameplay on YouTube here, though, about what this game is like, you know. And I've heard good things about it, so I decided to get it. It's made by Konami, and Konami usually makes good games. Monster Truck Mayhem, decent game made by Zoo. It's another racing game. Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up. I had to get another copy of this game because I got one for Jack Gold Kick. However, when I got this copy, it was missing the manual and the comic book. So that sucks. The version he got the whole thing. Got the disc, the manual case, cover art, comic book, and the manual. So lucky him. But it's a good Ninja Turtles game. It's a fun fighting game on the Wii. There is another Ninja Turtles game, but it was based off the 2007 movie, and I heard that game sucks. So bad. So I didn't get that one. Just stick to this one. This is the better one on the Wii. Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. I also did get this for Jackal Gold Kick. It's a good RPG game. I definitely recommend it if you have a Wii. Secret Files, Tunguska, not sure how you pronounce that. Point-click adventure game. I tried to get into it. From what I played, it seemed interesting, but I just didn't know where to go. I went everywhere in the first part of the game and could not figure out what I'm supposed to do or where I'm supposed to go. Metal Jesus Rocks recommended this game, so I decided to pick it up. I picked it up for about $20. It wasn't that cheap. It was about $20. Overall, I mean, it might have been a good game, but I just didn't know where to go. So, Spider-Man Friend or Foe, not the best game in the world. Kind of like the punching and kicking is kind of weird. It just wasn't that great of a game, honestly. It could have been a lot better, you know. Wacky ass controls, funky ass controls. Just, I don't know. Just, no. It didn't really work. You know, it could have been a lot better. Alright, we're on to the next stack here. MX vs. ATV Untamed, good game. Another Metal Jesus Rocks recommendation. I got this in a lot with like 15 other Wii games. This one I don't have complete, but it's I Spy Spooky Mansion. Here's the disc. That game's okay. Alien Syndrome. This game kind of sucks. The Sega Genesis game was actually pretty good though, but the Wii version's just, it sucks. It's not really that great. Could have been a lot better. Star Wars: The Clone Wars Lightsaber Duels. Pretty good fighting game. I actually enjoyed this game for a Star Wars game. It's underrated. Sorry. Yeah, it's underrated. I definitely recommend it if you have a Wii. Who would have thought it'd actually be a pretty good game? Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun, another point-and-click game in the Agatha Christie franchise. I saw that they had another one. I had to get it because I'm an Agatha Christie fanatic. And it's a decent game. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. This is a must-buy if you have a Wii. It is an excellent title on the Wii. Definitely a good first-person shooter game. In fact, I dare say that this is above the Conduit. It's definitely the best first-person shooter game on the Wii for a first-party game. Sorry, great game. Definitely recommend it. Real Heroes Firefighter, decent game. You play as a firefighter in the game. You go through the levels and you put out fires with your hose. Yeah, not a bad title. Definitely fun. Not the most amazing game in the world, but it's definitely not a bad game. I think that game was also on PS2, if I'm not mistaken. Deer Drive. I have a generic case. Generic back. Okay, excuse me. Okay game. But the mechanics in the game were a little weird. Like sometimes you could kill an animal in one hit, and other times it took several hits to kill the animal. So it was not fair and balanced, really. It was weird. But overall, it was okay. Disney's Epic Mickey, the first one. I have both. I have not beaten this game, but from what I played, it was pretty good. It was a good platformer game by Disney. For Disney standards, not a bad game. Spy Games Elevator Mission. I got this from Matthew. It was only about $10, brand new, or $8. And it sucks. It sucks dick. I thought it would actually be a pretty good shooting game, but nope. I was wrong. It's terrible. The only good thing, really, is that I got this thing brand new. That's really the best thing I can say. But when I played this game, it was interesting the fact that you're playing as a secret agent, but the game plays like shit. The controls, they're just horrible in this game. So it's like shooting things like weird. It's like the Wii remote is very sensitive. It's like point it this way, trying to point it in the middle. No, points to the right or the left. It just goes all over the place. So just wasn't really that good of a game. You know, if they had made this an Unreal shooter, maybe it would have been better. But they tried to make it a first-person shooter. You know, it wasn't good. It was terrible. Destroy All Humans, Big Willie Unleashed. Besides the first two Destroy All Humans games on Xbox and PS2, Destroy All Humans games pretty much are fucking terrible. This game was not very good. You know, I really did not care for this game. I tried to get into it, but I didn't care for it at all. It was very difficult, very frustrating. Some of the characters in the game were idiots. When you talk to them, they just say hi. It's like, where the hell am I supposed to go? Can you tell me? Hi. Hi. Oh, you go to the right. Yeah, you go to the right. Go to the right. Walk down a little ways. Get over to the right just to find the dead end. It's like some of the characters that you were talking to in this game give you useless information in the game when you're playing it. It's just, this was not a good game. Could have been a lot better. I was very disappointed in it. I heard the one on the 360, Path of the Furon, I heard that one really sucks. That one sucks even more than this one. Rayman Raving Rabbids 2, I got this off of Matthew. I have all of them on the Wii, except for Rabbids Go Home, and I don't have the first one. They put the first game also on PS2. I don't know if the rest of them were on PS2. They might have just been exclusive to the Wii. But from what I played, it's a decent platformer game with some mini games in it. It's not bad. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Good game, good platformer game. I recommend it if you have a Nintendo Wii. This is definitely one of the best games to buy for the Wii. And I got that off of Matthew as well. And I didn't think I had this in my collection, but I guess I do. So sorry, I made a mistake. I have the first Red Steel, so I don't need another copy of it. But from what I played of it, it's a good game. Excellent. I don't understand the hate behind this game. It is not as bad as everyone says it is. Let's sit back a little and getting tired. We have Anubis 2. Do not buy this game. It's a piece of shit. It sucks. The controls suck. The jumping sucks. Everything about this game sucks. Stay away from it. I paid about $7 or $8 for this game. It ain't worth $7 or $8. It's worth like maybe $2. Mini Ninjas, not a bad platformer, action platformer game with some hack and slash elements in the game. Play it as this ninja dude. You're like the leader of a ninja group. And you have 3 little ninja guys that follow you around to the town. It's kind of has a little bit of a Pikmin vibe to it, but it's not a strategy game. You know, you whack things, pick up items, things like that. It's not bad. It's underrated. Underrated Wii title for an action platformer hack and slash game. It was pretty good. Game Party 3. Some people hate the Game Party games. This was the only one made by WB Games. It actually helped the game a bit more. Improved upon the first 2 games. I like some of the mini games. It doesn't always register some of the Wii motion controls that you do with your, you know, doing this or, you know, overhead. But I would be lying if I said I didn't have fun in billiards and, you know, the skee ball or shuffleboard rather. That was fun too. So there is some fun to be had with this game. I don't understand the hate behind it. It's not a crappy game, you know. Even though the controls could be a little bit better. It doesn't, like I said, it does not always register everything that you do. Captain America, the Super Soldier, excellent game. Underrated title. Definitely worth picking up on the Wii, and it's cheap. It's only about $10 to $15. Okay, just got to check to see if it's still recording, because I know sometimes this thing will cut off on me. Day Blob, good game. I got to speed this up a little. I want this to be at no more than like 50 minutes. Resident Evil 4, very good game on the Wii. Definitely used the Wii nunchuck and the controller at the same time pretty well. And it is scary. It still kept its scary elements. This was not exclusive to the Wii. It was originally a GameCube exclusive, but got ported to the PS2, the Wii, and now the PS4. And they also did a remake of this game on the PS4. So they have 2 different versions on the PS4. I think it's also available on Xbox One. It's good. I recommend it for survival horror fans. Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll. Not the best Monkey Ball game. It does require the pad, I believe. Or no, it says it's compatible with it. I don't have that pad. That balance board pad was only used for like 4 games, I think. Wii Fit Plus, this, and I think one other game. Maybe 5 games it was compatible with. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I've heard that it could be better. Pick this up for Matthew for cheap though. The Monkey Ball games are usually pretty fun. Speed Racer, good license game, not bad. Light on content, light on the tracks, only about 4 tracks or 5 tracks, but overall not a bad game based off a movie. Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. It's a point and click adventure type of game. Prince of Persia, Rival Swords, very good game. Good action hack and slash game. I recommend it. I think it's also on the PSP. Okami, got this off of Matthew. Really glad I did. I have not had a chance to play it, unfortunately. But I look forward to playing it eventually. I've heard nothing but great things about this game. They've ported this to the PS2. They've ported it to the Switch, I believe, and the PS4 and Xbox One. So it's been ported several times. Why they keep re-releasing this game, I don't understand why. Why not just make Okami 2 already? Come on. But yeah, anyways, it's an action platformer game. I've heard it's good. It's got a cel-shaded artwork to it. And yeah, I've heard it's fun. Oh wait, did I? There we go. Rampage Total Destruction, very fun game. Excellent. Plays Ralph, Lizzie, or George, and in the game you eat people and you smash buildings and cause destruction. It's fun. This version actually gives you the original Rampage on the NES, and you get one of the games on the N64 and PS1. I think it was World Tour. So not bad. I mean, it's cheap too. It's only about $10. Definitely snag it if you can. It's also available on GameCube and PS2, if you're wondering. And it's good. Cruising rather. Pretty good arcade game. Not bad. There's a piece of tape on there. But yeah, not bad. I had fun playing it. I got pretty far in that game too. I think I get to like the 8th level of that game, racing around and stuff. It worked well with the Wii controller too. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, pretty good game. Also available on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and the PSP and the DS as well. I hate this game. We play. This is a shitty mini game compilation game. It sucks. And so many people buy this game from DK Oldies when they buy a Wii. Why? This game sucks. This game is terrible. This game's so bad, man. None of the games on this are fun except billiards, pool. All the other games suck. It's like, oh, well, take my body, move it into the spot, like left, right, or upside down. It's like, no. They had a game that played very similar to Combat, but it wasn't fun. Like the Atari Combat. Sucked. Then they had this game where you're riding a cow. That really sucked. And then that trick shooting where you're shooting these things in the air, trying to be like Duck Hunt, and it was boring as shit. Then you had a table tennis game that you'll play for like 5 minutes and then turn it off because of boredom. So how whack the game is. Just no, this game sucks. Stay away from it. Do not buy, we play. Terrible. Stay far away from it. Deca Sports. This game was okay for a sports game. I like the go-kart racing game. And the archery was fun. But the go-kart racing game did seem like the controls were a little off. Yeah, the game was okay. at best. Okay, not amazing. I know they did make 2 sequels to that game. I never played those. Marine Modern Urban Combat. Decent shooter, first-person shooter game. The graphics don't look good though, but it was decent at best. It was an underrated hidden gem in my opinion. It was a decent game overall. Not the greatest shooter in the world on the Wii, but it was decent. Alright, we're on to the last stack and some disc-only titles, which I have a small pile right here. Onichanbara, Bikini Zombie Slayers, a game where you play as 2 sisters. You go through the levels, killing zombies with your katanas and swords. It's actually pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good game. They did make a sequel, I believe, or the first game. I'm not really sure if it's a sequel or the first game. But they had another game in this franchise, which was on Xbox 360, and it ended up being an exclusive. Now, it is interesting to see that this game made it to the Wii, since the Wii was trying to avoid mature-rated games. This game's rated M for blood and gore, sexual themes, and violence. You know, but it was good. Just kill zombies left and right in the game, you know? Pretty self-explanatory, but fun. Bust and Move Bash. Have not had a chance to play it, but I know Bust and Move is a puzzle game. And I got that in a lot with a bunch of other titles, Wii titles, which I showed in the pickups video number 14. Go back and watch that, please. But a lot of the Wii games I was sent weren't ones that I was interested in, except for like 6 or 7 titles, which I am keeping. The rest of them I'm trying to sell on eBay in a lot. You know, Wii Sports, good game. I had a second copy, but I sold it on eBay. I was able to get $20 for it plus the shipping, so not bad. This game's good. It came with everybody's Wii, so pretty much everybody knows about it. I don't have to tell you much about it, except that it's a good game. Super Mario Bros. Wii, very good game. Excellent title. Good first-party title for the Wii. Great platformer. Iron Man, I have played this on the PS3. I thought it was a decent licensed game, so I decided to keep this game. But I have not played the Wii version. I have yet to play it, see how it is. Every now and then they'll make a licensed game based on a movie that was decent. I heard the sequel, though, that they turned into a game was terrible. Iron Man 2. That movie franchise that they made with Robert Downey Jr., I liked the first 2 movies. The third movie, no. The third movie sucked because Mandarin was a pushover. He was a big pussy in that third film. He died halfway through the film. Wonder World Amusement Park. I had not played that. Shaun White Skateboarding. It does not play at all like Tony Hawk. Not at all. And it's very frustrating. Mad World. This is probably the most violent game I played on the Wii. Very violent. Very bloody. Very gory. You could literally take a guy, shove a signpost through his head, and he's still alive somehow. I don't know how. Then grab onto him, put a tire over him on top of that, go like this with your Wii remote and nunchuck, then let go. He's thrown right into a dumpster. Then the dumpster lid drops right on him and cuts him in half. That's pretty dang brutal, I will say. That, I was like, wow. The violence and the blood and gore in this game is just insane. The sexual themes and innuendos in the game is also pretty crazy. And the language, too. They say the F word, S word, and all types of cussing in it. This is not a game for me. I eventually quit playing it because I'm a Christian and I didn't like what I was playing. But I will be denying if I said this game was terrible. It's not terrible. It's actually a pretty decent game. It's a beat 'em up game, a very violent beat 'em up game where you play as this guy who smokes, and his name's Jack, and it's got like a cel shaded look to it, black and white art style look through the entire game. You just go around with a chainsaw and you just murder everybody in your pathway, whether it's sending them through a fan, cutting off limbs, throwing tires on them, killing them with a chainsaw and cutting their whole body in half, throwing a post through its head and then putting a tire on and throwing them through the dumpster, killing them on a toilet seat. Just crazy shit that you can do in this game. It's just crazy. But overall, pretty good game for the Wii, and it's pretty affordable. It's only about $10. So if you like violent games, that game's for you. Super Mario Galaxy, great game. This is one of the best games on the system. Definitely a must buy, and it's pretty affordable. It's $20 for a copy. Lego Star Wars 3, good game. Nancy Drew, The White Wolf of Icicle Creek, good game, good action, point and click type of game. I liked it. Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal, I have not played it, but I've heard it's pretty terrible. I saw the Wii viewers review on it, and he said it was terrible. Saint, this game's a piece of crap. Don't buy it. It sucks. It's a vertical shooter or horizontal shooter. I didn't like it because it was really slow paced and the enemies come at you like very slowly. That's not what a good vertical or horizontal shooter should do. It's supposed to be fast. Bullet hell shooters is supposed to be fast, not slow as molasses. So yeah, terrible game. I don't recommend it. Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, very good game. I recommend this. This is a good game for the Wii. Basically took parts of, I think, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 0 and put it together, but made it an Unreal shooter game. Rebecca's voice did sound a little off. She sounded a lot better in the GameCube version for some reason. She sounded a bit mousy in this version. But overall, with you and the convict shooting zombies in the game, and it's more on rails, it's pretty good. But it is a hard son of a bitch. I mean, I died a lot in this game. Oh, I said I didn't have this in the Wii collection. I forgot. I do have it. Transformers the game. I have not played this version of it. Hot Wheels Track Attack, underrated game. Very good. Fun racing game. Ghost Squad, good underrated Unreal shooter game. Thanks Crossbow Training. James Bond GoldenEye, very good game on the Wii. I beat this. This was fun. Good first-person shooter game for the Wii. It's basically a remake, I think, of the N64 game, but with Daniel Craig instead of Pierce Brosnan. And he actually did a really good job with it. I couldn't play it with the Wii remote. Couldn't figure out the controls. So I hooked up a GameCube controller to the Wii when I had a Wii and played through the whole entire game. Just that fun. Emergency Mayhem. Decent game. It's a driving game. Pick people up in that game a bit, I think, and you do mission objective type of things. SSX Blur. That's fun. This is a fun snowboarding series. Very good. Very cheap. Bigfoot, the King of Crush. Good game. Made by Zoo. Final Fantasy, the Crystal Chronicles. Or Crystal Bearers, rather. Very good game. Good RPG game on the Wii. It's a bit underrated, too. Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire, decent action game. Beat 'em up style game. Wii Sports Resort, excellent game. Definitely recommend that. A lot of fun, good mini games, good sport mini games. Alright, let's finish this. Need for Speed Nitro, underrated Need for Speed game on the Wii. It's very good, a good racing game. Metal Jesus Rocks, talked about that. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, good platformer, beat 'em up game. Kitty cartoony beat 'em up Lego game. Day Blob 2, good game. 007 Quantum of Solace, good license game on the Wii. Definitely worth checking out. It's very cheap. It's also available on Xbox 360, PS2, and PS3. It's not a bad game. Definitely recommend that. Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party, good game. I recommend it. It's also on the DS as well. Star Wars Republic Heroes, good game. Far Cry Vengeance, this game got a lot of hate when it first came out, but I played it and I actually didn't think it was that bad. I don't understand the hate with the game. Sometimes when the game, somebody says a game sucks, I play it and I think it's okay, or it's a decent game, you know. And other times when people say a game sucks, I play it and I agree with them. Geometry Wars Galaxy, good game. Alright, now we are on to the final games here. I have a small stack of them right here. Not a lot, only about 10 or so games, maybe 12 games here. We have SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Good game, good wrestling game. That's when the WWE actually cared enough to make good wrestling games fun and not simulated. Because now I don't like the 2K games very much. I agree with Jackal Goldkick. The 2K games, they suck. The Hunt Trophy Showdown. Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. I own the Wii version, but this has been pretty much on everything. The DS, PSP, I think. PS2, PS3, GameCube, Xbox 360, PS3. You know, it's been on everything. It's good. Good platformer game. Beat 'em up game. AC/DC Live Track Pack. It's part of the Rock Band series. Except that it focuses more on AC/DC music. Like Rock and Roll All Night, I think. Or no, Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. Sorry, I was thinking of Kiss. And songs like Hell's Bells, Highway to Hell, You Shook Me All Night Long, If You Want Blood, You Got It, and Thunderstruck. Some of those songs, you know. It's more AC/DC focused. Need for Speed Pro Street, one of the worst Need for Speed games ever made. Very simulated and boring. Ultimate I Spy. Oh, I forgot these are in here. Whoops. That's a PS3 game. Garrus of War. And that's Cold Fear. Sorry. Got those mixed up in my Wii stuff. Guitar Hero, Aerosmith. And the last one we have is Game Party 2. And that's a decent game. And that's every single Wii game that I have. I did have Mario Kart at one point and History Channel Battle for the Pacific, but I gave those to Hubchew because I felt like he needed them. Anyways, what are some of your favorite Wii games? I would love to know in the comments section below. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was long, but I had a lot to show and a lot to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed. Also, I do know that I don't have any Kirby in here. I don't have Metroid Prime Other M. I know I'm missing the second Super Mario Galaxy game, which I know is good, and the second Conduit game, which is good. And I know I'm missing Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles, and a couple other really good games like the House of the Dead 2 and 3 Returns, and House of the Dead Overkill, and Dead Space Extraction. I have that game coming in the mail very soon. And Crash of the Titans. I know I'm missing that. That's coming in the mail. So I know there's probably about 30 other games or so that I'm missing that are worthwhile on the Wii. You know, but I just don't own them. I have no Smash Brothers either. So don't shoot me over that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and everything else. God bless you all. Thank you for watching and take care. And game on, gamers. Game on.